telling me you the dog, but we ain't the same pedigree. Nah, they ain't scared of felonies. So when you see me, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's that boy Punch. Mr. See me with that same energy, Mr. Brooklyn everywhere. And I got my guy with me, let them know if they don't know.
Rel Carter.
You already know what it is, man. We in Roc Nation, man. It's this50.com, nigga, back. So, Rel, how are you, my brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm cool, man. You know, y'all niggas got me on top of the whole city right here.
Yeah,
it's a good view.
Floors. Yeah.
Paper planes, flags everywhere. It's comfortable here. I'm not mad. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Let's go through the obvious, man. Like, you coming up in the game. You one of the youngest execs out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. What about the come up? Where does Rel come from?
Shit. I started interning. I went to school first. I went to Salem International University, small ass school in West Virginia.
I was about to say I never heard nothing about it.
Yeah, I never heard about it till the day I stepped foot on campus.
Understood.
So then from there I went to school for business.
Yeah.
My whole thing was to do hotel management.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated, nothing was clicking. Like, I'm like, it's not really a passion of mine. So I'm like, what am I passionate about? Everything just kept coming back to music, So I called my homeboy. You know how you got the one friend that's down for whatever? Like, you could call him and say, yo, let's go shoot somebody. He just gonna ride.
Need one of those.
So I hit him, like, yo, we should start a management company. And he like, let's do it. So we both went into it blind.
Yeah.
And then we
still
did
no
it.
artists, no nothing in mind?
We didn't have nothing. We didn't even know how to create the actual company. So then I like Googled it. We got it LLC'd and everything. Carter was the management. And then I actually came to Roc Nation to get an internship.
Yeah.
Just so I could learn the game and bring it back to what I was doing. It didn't work out too well because I'm still here. But I mean, so I started as an intern, doing all the regular intern stuff.
Yeah.
Any artists or beats I bought got shot down quick. So I just had to, keep going and keep building from there.
You jumping over this. You said you brought up some artists. Who are the people that Rel was believing in at the beginning?
I mean, I don't even think it was just people that, this is at the point where we actually signed artists now that Carter was the management.
Yeah.
So we had a couple producers. There wasn't even really any artists.
Yeah.
We had a couple producers and even they beats was getting turned down. So I'm like, damn, where do we go from now?
Yeah.
And it even got to the point where I was hitting people I grew up with that was nice. Like, yo, I'm trying to get a job. Like, I'm trying to learn the game. Like, I need to bring some shit to the table.
Yeah.
They'll hit me like, nah, bro. Like, we're friends. Like, you don't want to help me get to the next level of my career. So they never did it. But then when after a while, I actually worked with other people outside of people that I knew and like actually got some stuff, interest and stuff.
Yeah.
That's when they come back like, yo, I want to play you some beats. I need to get you some beats. I'm like, I don't want them now. Because when I was trying to get on and I came to you, you shut me down. Now that I'm on, you need me. And nah, so.
It don't feel natural.
No, it wasn't natural at all.
Understood. I always ask because it's like, sometimes we see it, before people. So it's like, have you ever brought up an artist and you believed and nobody else was with you and that artist later became successful? A producer that maybe got a placement after?
Yeah, I had a producer, my homeboy J-Dot. I played a lot of his beats for a lot of the people in a lot of these buildings.
Yeah.
And they all was like, nah. Now he goes off and he did something on Raekwon last album.
Okay.
He got a lot of stuff going. Like he just did the, one of them YBN dudes, one of them just dropped a song called Something Drip.
Yeah, YBN Almighty?
It might have been him. He did Something Drip. That's,
I pay attention to this.
I don't know the song, but that's J-Dot's beat. And then even to the point of like, I had this kid, this writer who wanted to do a publishing deal over here. They wasn't with it, and he goes off and writes the single to the, I think like a Man soundtrack, and a host of other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's dope. So then you start the management. Where does the DJing come into play?
So the DJ came in because I was already good, like always good at like curating playlists and stuff like that. So the DJ actually came about because my grandmother opened a spot in Newark, New Jersey, a little lounge.
Yeah.
So every Friday she'll do karaoke
Crazy.
from like 7 to 11. Once
I've played in there before.
What, Diamonds in a Row?
Yeah.
Dope.
It's a very cool grandmother you have.
Yeah,
We'll hover over that for a while.
Right.
It's not a normal grandma.
So after karaoke was done,
Yeah.
everybody was sitting there in dead silence, like, because the karaoke DJ leaves.
Understood.
We don't have no music. So
Yeah.
I always have my backpack with me. So I'll just like plug in my laptop and just play music that way. And then just seeing everyone's mixed emotions and the way the music made them move. And so then one time, it was a Duce Day party in Baltimore.
Understood.
And I just went to the DJ and I'm like, yo, we had a party the night before in DC. Then we went to the party the next day. And I'm talking to the DJ, I'm like, yo, let me play. He like, he thought I was joking. He like, yeah, you know how people like, oh yeah, but they think you gonna forget.
Yeah.
So I like went to the bar and I came back like, yo, I'm ready. He like, oh, you were serious? So he like, do you know how to use any of the Serato? And I'm like, no, I thought y'all just play off your laptop. That's what I was trying to do. So he literally taught me like the basics right then and there. And then from there,
You know, this stuff would never happen. Like, this is like some luck shit.
yeah, I know. So then from there, I just did like a Jay-Z set for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But no one knew it was me because it was like the DJ booth was inside of the restaurant and everybody was outside on the deck.
Understood.
So like when Emery and everybody came in, they was like, yo, that was you playing that? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yo, that was actually dope. So I'm like, oh shit, we might have something here. And then from there, I just grew, and then my girl bought me a Serato, a mixer. And then from there, I was just learning on that and taking it from there. A controller is the exact word for it.
I get you. Sounds like a dope story, man. DJing is something amazing. Playlists. Are you making any playlists for Tidal now?
I did. I made a couple. So me and my brother started doing parties.
Yeah.
Carter Boy parties. And then I would basically take most of my sets and then turn them into playlists.
See, this is love. I want to make a playlist. Like, how do I do this? Can you put me in play to make a playlist?
Make the playlist and I'll send it in and I'll tell them you created it and
I need this.
they'll give you your credit.
Listen, that's all I need. I just need a playlist, some credit, and I'm putting on all of the young shit that you go, I don't even know. I promise you.
No, I know it, but I just don't know who sings it.
I get you. Close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
We're going to connect these dots.
Right.
I'm excited now. Now I'm good. Now I'm sold. Interview done. Now I'm fucking you. So this is dope. Playlists, like, see, playlists has become like the core of, I think, playlists are the new mixtapes.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of people who are stuck in the old formula to how music operated and how it became successful, that they miss the fact that the playlist is really the place that curates it.
Right.
So if you developing with the playlist, the DJs, is that a bridge for you to then become an A&R? Was that the direct bridge?
No, the A&R happened before the DJing.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay,
DJing
okay.
just happened, I want to say 3 years ago. And it just happened randomly. But the A&R, no, I've been here since 2012. I started DJing like 2015.
Crazy.
Or something like that.
So how was the, you know, A&R is a job that we've all heard. I think it might be the most popular music business title there is.
Right.
A&R. It's like, oh my God, because
Right.
everyone
everyone's
wants
an
the
artist,
A&R.
and they-
Everyone is like,
and
I
they-
need an A&R.
Exactly.
They don't need anyone else in their brain.
Exactly.
But the A&R is the wizard of all power.
Because it's the core of the music. That's the person who gets the music done.
Yeah.
I mean, without the music, there's no music industry.
Understood.
Or even without the A&Rs, we're the ones that go out and find the talent that gets signed.
Do you believe that the A&R's value is still at an equivalent level? Because so many artists now go fucking A&R, fuck a label. I can generate enough attention outside.
I mean, I think it should be, but just for the simple fact that when you have these young kids that make this one song like Gucci Gang,
Yeah.
and then, I mean, that's the one song he makes. Now it's about putting the album together. You can't have 12 Gucci Gangs on one album. It's about, you know, everything syncing together. And when you listen to it, you can't listen to an album that has 12 Gucci Gangs on it.
And see, I'll say this. I think we're in a position in the culture now to where I clearly understand your point, but there are so many people on a massive level that would speak against it. It's almost like it's like the old way versus the new way. It's like they're trying to force this way to where that just putting out records having it streamed, now that streams allocate to
Right.
sales. There's just so many moments to where it's like, does a quality album really matter in today's
I
day and
mean,
age?
I don't think it matters to the younger generation. They don't care. They're not listening to albums.
Yeah.
They're gonna listen to the one song or two songs.
Over and
But I
over.
think for people like me that actually value albums still, I think it's definitely necessary.
So what albums have you got your hands on?
What you mean?
Like,
I
you know, that's
A&R?
come through the system that you've helped
Actually,
curate.
none of them. I'm actually working on 4 now though.
Okay.
4 new artists that we just signed.
Okay. Do we know these artists?
I don't know. Do you? No, it's this kid BHM out of Atlanta.
Okay.
This kid Super Duper Humble out of Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know.
This kid Sean Smith from Philly.
Okay.
So yeah, and then there's this other project that I can't announce yet. But
Okay.
it's a kid out of Philly also. Yeah.
I get it. Now, I mean, this is dope. So y'all cultivated. Is Roc Nation at a priority right now for pulling in new talent? Because at times I feel like Roc Nation, it looks like Roc Nation just pulls you in when you're at like the super point of your career, and then they make you the mega Avengers type superhero at that
I mean,
point.
but no, that's most of the people that you're speaking of is management clients. Because
Understood.
we are also a management company.
Correct.
Any artist that signed to the label is people that we discovered. It's not anyone that popped off and then we went and grabbed them.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, we have a lot of new people.
Understood. Is it a tough position for you to be in the company, being that the relationship with Jay?
I mean, no. At this point, no. I mean, when I first started it probably was. Just for the simple fact of when you're the new person and everybody's looking like, oh, he might only be here because of this. So I have to work 10 times harder to prove that I actually belong here, as opposed to, And I had a conversation with Tata before, and he sat here and told me like, yo, when we went over to Def Jam, everybody was looking at me like, yo, you're only here because you're Jay's best friend. That's why he had to make the Neo album and the Rihanna album to prove like, no, I'm actually here because I actually know music and I'm an actual real A&R. So.
Understood. So it's like just a proving point.
Yeah, then it's also to prove to yourself because A&R wasn't something I wanted to do. My whole thing was the whole management thing. But when I came here, you don't really get to pick what you interning for. So when they put me in the A&R position, I was just like, all right, let me try it. And now I'm here.
See, obviously when I'm at, this is 50G Unit, I get to have constant conversations, day-to-day, conference calls, everything with 50 on a day-to-day. So I can understand a relationship with like an icon. But how do you explain to someone to be like, how is the relationship like with you and Jay-Z? What is that dynamic like?
There's no business relationship between us. I mean, I work for his company, but that's it. Like when I see him, when I speak to him, we don't talk about business. I mean, something might come up like, how's work going or how's this going, but it ain't like that.
Do you prefer it that way?
Yeah, I mean, for the simple fact, if it's needed, then I have it. But if it's not needed, then it's different,
Understood.
Because I don't want to be in the position where, it's just weird, working for and then you have to sit here, because now you have to really divide, when is business time, when is family time, and you don't want to cross them lines and stuff like that. So, I prefer it. That's why we do have a president that runs the label who's, that really helps. Not having to report directly.
Understood. So there's at least a distance to where the family, friendship, and everything else can...
Yeah, we literally never talk about business. Unless I have a business question that only he can answer for me, then we'll talk about business. But when I see him, we're cracking jokes, we're playing spades, drinking Douce, just regular stuff you do with your family.
I get you. It's amazing to hear. Jay's always popularized his nephews, always popularized his family. So I would assume that it was so much pressure growing up, I guess, to identify yourself and just stand alone. So it's dope to know that you've come to be able to, be your own figure in your own stance.
But even with that, it's not like I run around saying it. It's like this, you gotta think about it this way. When you have a family member, it's not like you run around and be like, yo, my uncle is Larry. It's like, to me, he's still just my uncle. I get it, he's famous, he's the superstar. But at the end of the day, he's still just my uncle to me. Yeah. I don't look at him like he's Jay-Z. So it's not like I go around bragging like, yo, I'm Jay-Z's nephew, because she don't go around saying, yo, that's my aunt Michelle or anything like that. So for me, it's different. Or even sometimes when people ask, I'd be like, back in the day, I used to deny it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not because you never know someone's intentions. If I meet a stranger in the street, he'd be like, yo, are you Jay-Z's nephew? I don't know what he's trying to do. He could try to hurt me or do anything. So I'm not gonna say, yeah, I'm Jay-Z's nephew. It's like, and then it was better for us because we wasn't in the spotlight. So we can lie.
Correct.
It wasn't like we was on every video or doing all this stuff to where people see it.
Yeah.
And then now, at that point, it's like, oh, he's just a fucking liar because I'm watching him with him. So, I mean, it works.
Understood. I remember years ago, and this is something that I didn't get to interview Hov yet, and I was always curious on somebody from you, how close were you know when Jay spoke on buying the car, I would assume that was your cousin who had passed years ago. How close were you to that cousin?
That was like my brother. We literally lived together our whole lives. So even from Marcy, we grew up together, because that's my mother's nephew, first nephew. Well, not first nephew, that don't make sense.
Yeah,
But that was my first cousin.
Correct.
So he was like one of us. Like it was always me, my two brothers, and him, always together.
See, Hov's position on the record, from my vantage point, it sounded like he took a level of blame, I guess, for getting the car. You get what I'm saying? Did you ever feel? Because it's so crazy, because your family business and then life and death, it's so severe. So I don't want to talk about it like it's light, but now something that's personal, like a death, has to be dealt with on a public platform. Does it ever make it more difficult for you to deal with, knowing that Jay-Z said the line? Did it make it easier, less? Just,
No, I mean, he was just speaking his truth. No, I don't think, it wasn't difficult. I mean, of course it's difficult losing someone you love, but the song didn't make it
any worse
or anything like that, no.
I get it. Like, it's a tough situation when somebody's so there to make it there, then everybody knows. It's like every single thing. I just was always curious about it. What can we look forward to with you? I know that you have a project coming out.
Yeah, No Handouts in July.
Let's talk about it.
So I do this Rail Carter coaching tour. So it's basically me allowing upcoming artists, giving them a platform to showcase their talent.
Okay.
So it's a showcase in the sense of people performing, but it's not a showcase to where, you know how I get invited to showcase all the time to be judged and stuff like this, and then the ones I did do before, it was like, all right, I'm watching the talent and I'm like, no way y'all thought this was good. And then I thought about it, I'm like, the only reason why y'all allow all these people to perform is because they're paying.
Yeah, it's a big business for
and I'm
artists.
thinking, and I'm like, yo, y'all don't care about the actual art. Y'all just want to make the money. So y'all don't care about wasting our time or even wasting these artists' time and letting them perform. So we started this coaching tour where every artist, whoever signs up, somebody from the team hits them up and they have to send music in. We actually go through the music of every artist that signs up and we hand pick who's going to perform. Because we don't want to waste anybody's time.
Yeah.
We don't want to waste anybody's time or their money. Because there is a fee, but the fee is not crazy like these showcases be doing. And along with the actual performance we do a workshop with the artists so they can learn about, because I learned a lot of these artists, all they care about is making the music and putting it out there. They don't realize that if you put this out here and you don't have a split sheet or a producer agreement, this is not your song. So if this song goes off and makes money, you can't even get the money because there's no paperwork explaining what you get, what this person gets, 100%. And then producers go and sue, and now you all fucked up. Exactly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that. I just had a conversation with a young artist the other day that had a very hard sample in one of her songs, and I'm like, yo, you can't monetize this.
Yeah.
Especially as a new artist, like you can't put this on every platform. That's why you have to go to SoundCloud, because you can't put this on Tidal or anything and monetize it because you're gonna get in trouble. So we do a workshop and then we do an informative Q&A with myself, and then they perform. Like, we're not promising anyone a record deal or anything like that. It's just every artist is on the same level and they get to showcase their talent. And if I find something that's dope, then we can come back and have a conversation about it and see exactly what it is that you need or what we can do.
Understood. I get it. So you really at the pulse of what's basically happening next for, I guess, Roc Nation on the artist side.
I mean,
You're
I
one
don't
of
wanna
them.
say-
One of them.
No, not even that. This is something that I did totally outside of Roc Nation. They didn't even know nothing about this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just me and my team. We put this together. I mean, I guess a lot of people associated with it because I work here, but it has nothing to do with Roc Nation.
Yeah.
So the no handouts thing is, so we started in October, and we did 2 legs. So we did October to December, then January to March or something like that.
Okay.
Or April, sorry. And then cause I had this idea, I'm like, yo, we should do a project. Like, we got all these dope artists that let's actually make music with them now. So I took 15 of the artists, we all flew to Atlanta and just did non-stop studio for 3 days, Friday to Monday,
Dope.
and just came up with this great project.
And now you're in front of it. That's dope.
Yeah, so we just had a listening session last weekend, and it went pretty well. Some pretty good stuff.
Anybody's all brand new artists or any artists that we already see moving? All brand new.
All brand new.
That's dope. Okay.
And they're from everywhere: Baltimore, Detroit, Orlando, Philly. It sounds crazy, but none of them are from New York. That sounds crazy, right? But,
No, I understand. I mean, you tapped on Philly before we get out of here. How did it feel that Roc Nation's, the unity that Roc Nation showed for the support of Meek Mill?
I mean, I think it was beautiful. I mean, and then it was necessary because he literally didn't do anything. I mean, he did something, but it wasn't anything that should have took him away from his family.
Understood.
And it's good. I think, but it's not just Roc Nation; it's just the unity of people. Period. Because everybody noticed that it was wrong. So
I think what happens is that the major figures in the culture start to take a stance, and it just allows everyone to play follow the leader. So when you hear Beyonce go free Meek, and you hear Hov,
and then that just opens other people's eyes that don't know the situation.
Correct.
So,
or even the people that do know and didn't feel like Meek Mill was safe enough to stand by.
Right.
Because there are a lot of larger brands and larger
so
companies.
then when you see Beyonce do it, you're like,
They go,
oh,
okay,
wait,
cool.
if she feels it's safe enough, now I feel like we can get behind it as well. I mean,
100%.
I think it's dope.
You know, and imaging is important.
Exactly.
I understand. I get it. Where does, I guess before we get out of here, where do you see your next 2-3 years? Where do you see your value to the culture?
I mean, hopefully we're at a point where this tour is still going on. And then hopefully, some of these artists, we could go off and make something happen with them. And I mean, because they deserve it. I feel like a lot of these labels and stuff, they're not giving the newer artist that has the pure talent the chance. They only want the artist that has the hits.
Correct.
And I feel like I have a lot of dope talent on my hand, and somebody has to see it. I mean, so any exposure I could get them, or any situations I could get them, I'm totally down for.
Sounds good. Sounds exciting. I'm not mad at it. That sounds good to me, bro. Anything you want to leave the people with?
No. Nope, not one thing. Oh, we did announce today.
I never heard nobody say no.
I'm not the guy for advice. So no, we did announce today our 3rd leg of the Culture Tour starting in September.
Okay.
So everybody should look out for that and see if we're coming to their city, or even if we're not coming to their city and they want to be a part of it, and we can make it happen.
And they should just reach out to you directly.
No, do not reach out to me directly.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give you advice.
RailCarterCultureTour.com has all the information.
Okay, see, that's what they need. Because they was going to light your DM on fire.
I mean, that too, I'm just going to pass it on. I'm not going to respond.
They were going to light it on fire.
That's fine.
Because we put the tags under this shit 30, 40 times in the interview. Oh, man.
No, I need that. If they DM me, as long as they follow me, I need some more followers, man.
I get it.
I'm trying to be an IG model out here, man.
So listen, do not DM him if you don't follow him already. It's just it's an automatic curve. You get what I'm saying? But it's coming in. Yo, man, can Tata?
Well, it might be a curve if you do follow me. I just don't know. I mean, it just depends, but nah.
I'm not mad at it. It sounds good with me. This 50 call nigga is my boy Rel Carter. It's Punch.
Bang!
It's lit. We covered everything?